Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this opportunity I was show you how to implement the SDK Facebook in our video games realizing in the Unity engine for our series that we can previously showing to the third-person shooter tutorial. In this case, I want to download the SDK of the Facebook plugin in our building settings window. We can access to these building settings to clicking in the file option and displaying this option in the build settings. For download this SDK, you can select this target in the Facebook option and click on the button in the open downloads page. When we can click of this button, we can redirect for the official web page for Facebook for developer, and the download of the execution for this SDK we can download automatically. We can wait for download this SDK. So once the download of the SDK is ready, we can click for this option to open this file of this installer and click on yes and follow the next step for the installation. We can click next. We can accept the term of services and click on next. Verify the location of the installations and the space required for the install this SDK. Click on next and install. Well, in this step, the application indicate that we can close the editor because can offer conflict for the installation, and we can close the window to continue with the installation. Automatically continue with the installation and indicate that the version for install this SDK is the 2009, and I have installed the 2008, and well, I can click on yes because I installed this SDK in the any option to select in our project. Once the installation has been ended, the window can be showing the option for the finish, and we can click in this option, and later we can click again in the Unity editor for view the installation. Select the project to open our Unity editor and wait for displaying the editor in our machine. In this case, we can have the option in the Facebook for developer page for introduce the name of our app that we can, once we can deploy in this application, we can build this application to export for the Facebook page as well. So once we can install the SDK for Facebook in our Unity editor, we can verify that the Facebook has been installed. In this case, not display the option to select this target, but it's no problem because the target to displaying the target or the target that we can choose to display and export the APK or the application to the web target is the web GBL, because in this platform or this technology we can export our game in the web platform and later integrate with the SDK of Facebook to integrate this SDK in the platform for the option for the login or the later board in our games or other option. For this case, I select the WebPL I switch with this platform and I wait for integrate or the switch for this platform and this target for produce our game. Wait for this switching. I selecting the SDK for Facebook. I search the Facebook developer page. I click in the option for developer Facebook and I download other SDK. Excuse me, I developer Unity for Facebook. Okay, I see we can see the page, the page for developer for the SDK or integration, the Facebook SDK for the Unity editor. I once then download the SDK and I click in the download. I open the folder and extract this Unity package in a specific directory to import this SDK in our Unity editor. I select the location for export this SDK. I select the karting game folder, the S and the MFPS project, and I create a folder with the name of the SDK, and previously I have been exported in this folder. We can open this folder in our editor in Unity. I will wait for the calculator asset and the process the project in our editor to continue with this step. I will wait for this option. Well, while the process has been continued for load all the assets or all the hashes for the Unity editor for our project, we will pause this video to reannotate the video. Later we can process the Unity editor all the assets. Once the editor has been loaded completely, we can close this window and clear this console, and I import the asset of the SDK of Facebook that I am download for the official page. I select the custom asset and select the SDK asset. I open this asset and wait for the package has been prepared for importing in our project. Once the packet has been processing and automatically display this window, we can show you how this window display the option that the asset into this SDK has been showing to us. I am click for the import button and wait for the import for this SDK elements into this asset to our project. Well, once I have imported the asset into the editor, I click for now update the API for this asset, because any update for the API can show any errors or many errors for our project, and in this occasion I not update this API for this demonstration. Once the API has been imported for the editor in the Unity editor, I has been the folder that the Facebook SDK. Into this folder I have other folders, that the example folders, the plugin folders, and the SDK folders. For the example SDK folder, I have been the many kinds of scene. In this scene, I have been show you how to Facebook SDK implement any examples for the utilization for this SDK. For example, Facebook gives to us an example to access token, app events, app links, app requests, or other kinds of implementation of this SDK for the authentication, or tracks events for the APK of Facebook and implement and later port for our games or share our games for this social media platform. Once we can click for this scene, I can show you how two objects in this scene has been displayed for us. Once we can play the scene, we can show you how to this option can be displayed in our screen. We can select the lock option, but the error has been displayed in our console because we cannot configure the ID for the Facebook app ID and the option of configuration in our this inspector settings. For configure this option with the corresponding ID for the Facebook and the client token, we can follow the option into the apps for the Facebook that we can select a name for this app. We can fill this option with the third person shooter app and create an identify app for this application that we can show you into the Unity editor. You can select the captcha validation and select the option for create an ID for our app. In this case, we can select the option for the games and select the configure option. We can select the language for this application or select the default option for our languages. In this case, is Spanish is the option, and I want to discard the option because the language has been selected in this case. But the most important feature that we can select in this option is the client ID that we can select for clicking in this option, and I fill the option in this Unity editor with this ID. Later we can click in the developer option, and in this case has indicated the Facebook developer option that we can have URL valid for our app. In this case, our app has not been published in any kinds of store or like Google Developer Store or the iOS Store, but this not have a problem for us because only we need to select the ID for the application. The other kinds of feature we can select for our application is the option for the client token, but for this case, for this application, the secret key for the API client is this. We can show you that we can select the option for view the API client, and we can introduce the key or for our password in account for show you and display the option for we can see the key for the client. I select this client token ID and click and put this client ID in this option, and we can stop the execution for this scene in our Unity editor, and once we can select the specific option in this editor, person shooter. Once I fill out this option in this inspector settings, we can select once again the option for the play in this Unity editor. We can maximize the window, and we can see that the status is ready for this option. We can click, and we can see that the option for the Facebook init, we can configure for see other kinds of feature. If I select the main menu scene and play for this scene, we can see other kinds of options that we can select for the option that we can provide this SDK for us in our video games. The login option, in this case I will to enter the user access token. In this user access token we can select and find the action token, and we can view that the option for the access token has been shared. The access token for create access for our application. Can select the debug this client or this asset token. For select this asset token and introduce this asset token in this field. Oh yes, and send the success. Once select the success, the status has been changed for the success. And I has been logged in this window to share dialog option. I has been configured the other scene in our build settings. But this scene we can drag and drop in this option settings for can view the other kinds of options that we Facebook SDK provide for us in our video games. But for this case, the most important feature that we can consider for integrating our video game is the integration for the SDK for the Unity gameplay or the Unity login or leaderboard in our video games. In this case, the most important is the integration for the ID in the SDK in our video games. In this option, we can click in the share dialog and we can see all the options that we can see for the Facebook developer option. This is an example to share and see all the options that the Facebook can be provide for us for our video games. So as well, thank you for watching our video. Subscribe to the channel, click on the bell of notification, and follow in our webpage soju.com. Become premium member and access to the premium material that we can offer and show in our previous video tutorials and the next video tutorial that we can show you in our video channel. Thank you very much and see you later.